Nobody's going to give you anything. You've got to take everything. No other team's going to let you ride on your teammate's wheel. No one's going to give you a good run into a climb. No one's going to let you have an inch of the road once the race starts. So you have to take it. You've got to be ready to fight for everything. Because every other team is doing it. They're ready to ride you off the road. You think today's going to be easy, you've got another thing coming. You're not doing it for me, you're doing it for your teammates. It's a long day, you get in your own head in these races. Sit back, dig deep, and go again. Look after each other, and we go out there and do our best. That's all I can ask of you. Why is cycling in Belgium so iconic?
3, 2, 1,
Belgium. Sometimes I ask myself, why did I choose Belgium?
Yeah, we were out there the other day actually reconning and somebody brought it up, like, you know, why this little patch of earth that's probably about 30 kilometres radius around Oudenaarde and it has all these cobble climbs. Who decided that this would be the place where cycling lives and breathes during this period?
The people in Belgium absolutely love the sport. It's in their culture. They've been brought up with cycling.
The length of time these races have been going on for. You know, you're racing across battlefields and there's a real aura about the place.
Classics, monuments, they've got steeped in history. They use the same roads, the cobble climbs that you see people in black and white photographs racing years ago.
Massive crowds waving them off here in Bruges.
It's full of thousands of people, so no, it's super special.
Yeah, it's nice to race in front of a crowd that's, you know, that's really invested and they're out there in the same weather you're in, so you've got to respect them for that.
I love it here, so I'm glad it's dry and heaps of people come out and support us.
Just the volume of people on the roads is incredible. The noise when they come up the old Crown and just the roar.
Big crowd, as big as any we've seen in recent years.
Every family has something to do with cycling. So you can feel this in the people, the fans, the history of the race is just something special. And
you get that in football, but I'd struggle to think of any other times you get that in cycling. That roar as they're riding up those cobbles is breathtaking, it's incredible. That's why you want to come back for more.
It's happened so much on the course. Fight for position, small roads, narrow, it's climbs, cobbles, everything. So you mix that up with a bit of excitement and a big race, and that's full on all the time.
The knowledge that the fans in Belgium have. You step out of the bus as a rider in Belgium and you know, the average Belgian will know not only who you are but kind of what your role is in the team.
this build up to the classics is always something fascinating for anyone who follows cycling.
I guess how hard they are and how hard they are to conquer. You need everything to go right. You need to have good legs, you need to have a good team, you need to have good equipment to get through them.
Yeah, you know, the material, it's always like a big question because somewhere you try to find out the best setup, like for the comfort, for the performance, for the aerodynamics, but also the races are so tough, so fast, that also you have to compensate somewhere the comfort into the best performance.
Yeah, stop laughing at me. We use Cadex C50 wheels, which is our normal racing wheel, and we use 28mm tubulars.
This classic season we're running solely on tubulars, between a mixture of mostly of 28mm and then a couple of girls have gone up to a 30mm.
We're more or less half and half, tubular and tubeless. That's rider preference. We give sometimes recommendations, but they basically choose what they want to ride.
It's a bit of both. Together we come to the right result normally.
Stibar runs the hardest pressure.
So far I think it's possibly Letizia. Here she's running the same, but in Roubaix she was the only one who asked for more after the recon.
Cal O'Brien runs the lowest.
Ruby's pretty good. Alex has a lot of faith. Georgie's pretty good. Nina always wants less. Only the tyres and the pressure, really. Other than that, it's for Flanders it's the same. For Roubaix, obviously bigger tyres, and maybe a second wrap of bar tape. You go a smaller cassette for Roubaix just because you don't need the wide range of gears. Everyone will be running 5440 and 1134 in the rear. Our wall bike lube, a rainy weather, like an all-weather lube, and then a specific sort of rainy weather one that's just a little bit thicker and stays on in the bad conditions.
We change the bottle cages so that the bottles stay in, don't bounce out, and we put a little bit of sandpaper grip on the inside of them. But we just make sure that we start with new brake pads so we don't wear them all out like in Ghent-Wevelgem.
Are you ready?
Classics is always an important part of the season for us. Part of the season that's difficult to cover because when you're working around a team with general classification riders at 3 Grand Tours, it's not easy to cover the classics as well, just because of the roster of the team being 30 riders. It's not easy to find those riders that are able to do all the areas.
Cal O'Brien, I ride for Team Jaco Alula, and we're in Belgium for the Spring Classic.
Cal already did show that he can really be one of the guys who will ride the finals in the future.
Cal's obviously shown not only this year but last year that he's got all the makings of a classic star. He seems to enjoy being in that chaos, which is not easy.
A success for me to Tour of Flanders is executing my role within the team to the best of my ability. I would love to go deep into the final and do as much as I can in the race for sure. Just being selected for the team and making it is a privilege, but this year having Stibar come to the team has been a massive advantage for us, especially for me as a younger rider.
Racing's changed, but you know, Stevie's got that much experience, won these races, you know, and until Kel gets in that position, to have Stevie there to tell him, you know, that he can look at him and say, you know, you put yourself in your right position and you're good enough to do this.
The miracles doesn't happen. It's just you have to slowly build it up, I think. Yeah, everything really have to fall in, and then it will work out. I'm disappointed so far with this classic campaign. I really thought that I can perform much better, and also I don't have like this little extra energy that I can share my ideas, because I'm just chasing the bunch actually. That really disappoints me, and I'm every race so frustrated because I want more, I want to give more into team and also to my teammates, but it just doesn't work. And I hope, you know, that it can always change like from race to race, so I always hope that, okay, the next race will be better.
It's not easy to have a rider that's able to do the cobbles. When you have challenges like we've had this year with illnesses and injuries, it's difficult for the performance group to put those pieces together and find the best team.
In a way it feels you've only...
Hi, my name's Richard Spink. I'm a team physio. The role in the classics is pretty important because there is a lot more abuse for the bodies. The probability of crashes is higher. The bodies always take a lot of strain in any bike race, but this is particularly taxing. I think they're long races, then hard, there's cold weather. We're there to hopefully patch them back up a little bit and prepare them well for the next race. Honestly, actually a success is to see the guys get through relatively unscathed.
Put down the goals of going for top 10 with Michael, but you know, we've got to be realistic. He's just finished COVID and he's come through that fairly well, but it's still affecting him in order to take a victory or a podium place. So.
Here could be a good moment, huh? Because for sure it will stop a little bit when we cross the road.
Yeah. Oh, this is hard, huh?
Yeah, and this is also
very hard. Very hard.
Hard piece where he can take time, you know.
Yeah.
To go to Berendries, because from Berendries anyway, big group will go.
Yeah.
Attention! In the Tour of Flanders, you have an obligation. Drive with dignity and carefully to return safely. I wish that everything goes well.
If you think today's going to be easy, you got another thing coming. So you have to be ready to go through some pain. You have to be ready that you're going to have a bad climb somewhere. What are you going to do when you get a bad climb? Are you going to hang your head? they're going to come back again. Because it's going to happen, guys. You've got to be prepared for it. If you think you're going to just have good legs, if you're just hoping and wishing for good legs, you're probably going to be disappointed.
About to take on 273.4 kilometres, including 19 climbs and 6 sectors of Pavé. Many of those climbs also featuring cobbles, of course. Well, many could taste disappointment, but others the prospect, of course, of pushing on there at the bar.
Him at the back. Find out how tough a bike race like this is. Well, for his future is Wout van Aert, who's about to hit the cobbles, but as he does so, Tadej Pogačar repeats the feat. He's going again. He's landed a left jab. Is this to be the right hook?
Kopecky knew she had it won, and for the second year running,
to inherit his crown, Tadej Pogačar wins the fastest ever Tour of Flanders.
Yeah, it was hard and took a long time before the break went.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Crazy. Yeah. Did a bit of walking, running, sliding.
Crazy day, good weather, everyone on the road, so how cycling should be in Belgium.
I don't even know what to say, I'm so buffed. Best race on the calendar by far. I can't even really explain it. It's such a special day on the bike, and hopefully a few more to come for me.
Playing Chasey all day and never really in the race to the end of it, but still a good experience, and yeah, I'll come back again next year.
And the guys had some bad luck there. Kel also had a couple of issues with chains and things getting back, and then Michael crashed coming off Koppenberg pretty hard, and that pretty much ended the day for us. So
no, definitely not a success today. It's yeah, we were involved in a lot of crashes behind bad splits, and then with Rubin Koppenberg we missed a bit positioning there, and then it was just chasing from then on.
A few war stories out there. Regroup, and we've got Skilde Prize on Wednesday and Roubaix next week.
Pavé want to turn it around in Roubaix and really be fighting. It's another race where the positioning and the cobbles and some wind, so looking forward to that.
It leaves us wanting more.
One day I hope to be able to win a major classic like Tour of Flanders.
It's one of the hardest races on the calendar.
For me in my career, that's going to be one of the biggest things I chase over the next 10 years.
But for sure in the future we're always working towards the possibility of winning a grand classic like this.